Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah's Stitch. This is my knitting podcast here on YouTube where I can share with all of you what I've been knitting and crocheting on, because there is crochet today. And if you are new here, my name is Sarah. I am a 29-year-old knitter. I live in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is right across the river from Manhattan, where I work as an auditor every day. And then I come home and knit. So this is where I'm sharing with all of you my makes, as I've already said, because all my friends and family will kill me if I keep bothering them about knitting. So today I have a finished object, lot of works in progress, and no acquisitions, shockingly enough. So let's get started. Everything I talk about, projects, designers, yarn shops, dyers, all of that good stuff will be linked down below, and my Ravelry, Instagram, all of that good stuff is down below as well. So let's get started with finished objects. So I only have one finished object today, which is my penny gloves. I don't think I've talked about these on the podcast. So I knit these are by Petite Knit, and I knit these out of Louie and Lola merino possum DK yarn on 3mm needles, and I think there's only one size for the gloves, and the colorway is Bella Rose. Put it on. Right. So I did not follow the pattern completely for the length of the arms because I didn't have a tape measurement with me when I was knitting the first one. So I think it's a bit longer. I think the pattern only calls for you to go to about here. So they are a bit longer, but this is them. This is my first set of penny gloves and I'm obsessed. I love them. I'm actually gonna cast out another pair tonight, but I'll get to that later. Yeah, nothing crazy to say about them. I need to block these still, so I think that they will grow a bit, but right now they're perfect. I love the length of them. I wanted them to be just like almost to my pinky. So if I needed to, I could roll them down, but for the most part, they're high up and I can just tuck my fingers in if I'm cold. And the long length doesn't bother me just because it's warmer, but I am gonna make a pair as a gift, and I'm not gonna make this as long as this because I feel like it would get annoying. Yeah, this didn't use much yarn at all. I think maybe 25-30 grams. That might be an under exaggeration, but it used less than half a skein of the DK yarn, and yeah, I think they're gonna be great for this fall and winter. I can't wait to actually use them because it hasn't been very cold here. But these are my finished object. And now on to works in progress. So I'm trying to figure out where we should start. Let's start with oldest first, I guess, which is, I'm not gonna talk about it much because it's kind of boring still. But my granny stripe blanket that I'm crocheting. This is a granny stripe blanket that I started years ago at this point. All from a Homespun House Patreon mini yarns. And I think last time I showed you all this, I was going to finish up the ball I was on and show you when I started this one. This is my last ball, so only this much more to go. But I think, I honestly don't know where the last skein ended, but I think it was somewhere around here. So I've done 6 inches, 8 inches maybe. And this is how long it is now. So it is very long. Just spread it out. I honestly haven't put it all over me, so I don't know. Okay. So right now it goes up to here on me and it covers my feet. So it is definitely going to be a good couch blanket. I cannot wait. I'm crocheting it on a 3mm hook. And yeah, I think, so this is like 2 years worth of Patreons from Molly. And I think I have like 6 or 7 colors left, and then I will be done. And I think I'm going to border this with Scandinavia, which is Molly's light blue, just because I have most of that. I'm not sure how much border I want to do. Let me see if there's any. There's just gotta be some Scandinavia in here somewhere. Oh, there's not. You will see it when I border it, but I just wanted to give a quick update on this because I did put a decent amount of work on it this week. And yeah, I think next time you see it will probably be when I'm putting the border on or when it's done. So it's your little crochet update for the year, probably. I don't remember the last time I talked about that, but all right. Next we have my dad's sweater. This is the Glint sweater by To Knit. Again, it will be on the screen wherever. And I'm knitting this for my dad out of Sandnes-garn. It is a few different types of Sandnes-garn just because I used what I had laying around the house, apartment, whatever you want to call it. But this is what it's looking like. So, oh shoot, damn it. That was not great. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. So I am just about to start this motif again, which is a snowflake kind of motif. And then I will be doing the armpit steek stitch cast on. I did modify this slightly because I think the schematics on the pattern had called for it to be about 55 or 58 centimeters in length, which is not long enough for what my dad would want. So I put an extra repeat at the bottom of the sweater, and when looking at it now, I feel like it may be too long if I do that. So I haven't worked on this because I can't decide if I want to just put the armholes in now. I think I'm gonna do that actually. So not another repeat. We're putting in the steek stitches now for the armpits, and that's just gonna be what it is, and it might just need to be stretched a bit on the bottom. I think I distracted myself with pulling all the stitches off, but I'm knitting this out of Sandnes-garn in the merino wool base and the double Sunday base. So both of the grays, which are this light gray and the darker gray, are merino wool. The dark gray I believe is smoke, and the light gray is, it's not actually light gray, but it's gray heather. It's the light gray in the sweater. And then it's nighttime, so it's probably not showing up color wise, but the ribbing and the dark is all double Sunday in the color Sailor in the Night, the petite knit, really dark navy blacky color. And then the bright blue is just double Sunday blue. I don't know the color number for that one either. And this was, so everything but the true blue color was leftovers acquisition for another sweater for my dad that he's been having some decision issues with deciding if he wants or not. So I decided that I was going to repurpose that yarn into this. It is a surprise for him, and make him this. And if he wants that other sweater at some point, then I will buy more yarn. So I'm knitting the size medium of this. It only comes in 4 sizes, and I'm knitting it with the recommended needle size of 4mm needle. I think that's it really. My goal is to have this done by Thanksgiving, which is in like 10 days, and I don't think it's impossible. What makes it slightly more unrealistic is I have a wedding next weekend, so I don't know how much knitting will be getting done on it on Friday and Saturday, but a girl can dream to give her dad a surprise because he's upset that he's down some sweaters compared to my mom. So I should be knitting on this tonight. I'm not right now, but maybe I will put the steeks in and start going on it. All right, next in order of most recent, which I don't think you've seen, is, what are they called? These are summerly socks from the Hello Sailor sock pattern. collection. I don't know the exact name of the pattern, but it will be on the screen. And I'm knitting these as a Christmas gift for the England boy. And these are getting knit out of Sadness Garn Sisu, which is their fingering weight yarn with a little bit of nylon in it. The colors were his choice, so this is what we've got. It is like a mustardy yellow, and then the gray is the same color gray that I'm using in my dad's sweater. Again, like the gray heather, I think, is the color name of it. I don't know the number, but the number and the color are linked in the Ravelry. So one sock is done. I finished it this weekend, but I was at my parents' house and I did not have needles for the toe, so put it on waste yarn. I knit the 56 stitch sock for these on 2mm needles, just because I tried 2.25 56, it looked huge. And I tried 60 stitches on 2mm, also looked huge. So I wound up going with 56 stitches. It is a bit dense fabric. I think if I were to, which I'm gonna knit him, I think just a pair of plain rib socks with gray as the main and a little accent of the yellowy mustard. I think I would do 2.25mm needles and maybe go down to 56 stitches that way, just because this is a bit dense in stockinette. I think the fabric it made with the ribbing was fine, but yeah, it was hurting my hands a little bit at the end. So these are the socks. Toe needs to be put in, and then I will cast on the second sock soon. Next, we have the Norwegian sweater. Again, it doesn't have a name, unfortunately. So let's start with the sleeves. So I talked about this in like the latest video update. We have sleeves done. They're going to be ripped out. So next time you see this sweater, this won't exist anymore. But both sleeves are done, and I started the body. So this is the progress I've made on the body so far. I have finished the first motif. I'll show you this side since it's the pretty side. So I have finished the first motif with the little guys and girls. We have the corrugated ribbing. Gosh, this is hard to show. We have the corrugated ribbing and then just the first motif. I am knitting this out of Pure Gint. Almond is the cream, and then Cascade 220 in the colors Ruby Red and Forest Heather, I think, or the green and the red. And it is on 4.5mm needles for the colorwork. I did 3.5mm, no, I did 4.5mm for the whole thing because I thought the corrugated ribbing on this was a bit tight. So I just did everything on 4mm needles, so I didn't have to change anything, which was lovely. And I talked about this in the project vlog update. I'm changing the pattern slightly, and it's easier to show on the sleeve. Getting rid of the big gap in between each of the patterns and just doing one round of plain cream stockinette before the next pattern motif starts, to cut out some of the length, because the body of the sweater is this whole motif. There's all this plus one more snowflake section up above here, and I didn't want a tunic, so cutting out all of this extra white is going to I think take out at least 2 inches, maybe 3, probably 2, and hopefully that will be a better length sweater for me. I am going to knit until about where I think the armpit is going to be before I deal with any of the sleeve things, because this sleeve is long. I think I like the ease on it. I might take out a little bit, but with the way that these charts are, I think I need a multiple of 16, and it's really the reindeer that caused the issues. Yeah, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do about the sleeves, because I want to make sure that the depth of the armpit in the sweater matches up with the width here. So when I sew it in, it matches nicely, but that is going to be in a probably, let's see, it probably is going to be right after the reindeer on the body when I have to figure that out. So that is the update on this, I think. I don't think I have anything else to share because I just put out the project vlog. And then next we have new cast-ons from this weekend. So first we have an almost half-finished object. When I was home this weekend, because I knew I didn't have any double pointed needles to do the toe on this sock, I brought down a mini set to do another sock, and I'm at the toe of these socks. So this is the tinsel sock pattern by Kay Jones from Bakery Bears, and I knit this 2 pattern for the most part, ish. I used it for the transitions essentially. I did 64 stitches. I did 1x1 twisted rib, which the pattern does not call for, but I just felt like doing twisted rib. And then I did 10 rows for each color. I don't know what the pattern calls for. I think it's 9 maybe. And this is knit out of the Woolberry Best of 2023 Collective mini skein set in the tweed, which I'm sure you can see. And I love them. I'm obsessed with them. I think I will be making another, I don't know if I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do my Advent socks with this pattern, because I think it's such a fun texture, and it really emphasizes the shift in colors. So I may do an Advent sock like this, although then you only get like 2 rounds. So the transition row takes 2 rows to do. So for Advent socks, they're usually only about 4 or 5 rounds. So maybe I won't do that. But I do have a mini set of Christmas colors that I think are asking to be knit in this because it's so good. And I did, what did we do? 60 rounds for the leg. Okay, so it's 15 rounds for the cuff, 60 rounds for the leg, whatever it was in the pattern for the heel flap and gusset, and then I do 80 rounds for the foot before the toe, and then this is the toe that was in the pattern, which I literally just need a Kitchener. So that is these. I'm probably going to be selfish and cast on the second of this before I cast on the second of this, but we will see. This did take longer than I think it should have, but this took, literally, I cast this on Friday evening. No, Friday afternoon, didn't knit on it Friday evening because I went to basket class with my mom. So you'll see that basket eventually when it dries and I stain it, and Saturday. So really it was just Saturday knitting and today on the train. So it really flew. So I think I could do the second one pretty quickly. It just seems like it might be a bit annoying to cart that around with me traveling this week. Not actually traveling, but I'm working in our office 2 days. I'm going to a client 2 days, and then from that client I'm going to a wedding. So do I want 6 middies floating around my purse? Probably not. So maybe I'll bring another sock to work on, but this is that. And that, oh no, that is not all my works in progress. This I just cast on when I got home from my parents' house. So this is the Thelma scarf by Ingrid Dibb, and I don't know why, but apparently I just want to torture myself and knit things in Norwegian. So this is just like a tiny little scarf with a what's this called? Faux cable, maybe? Faux cable. It's an eyelet crossover situation. And I'm knitting this again out of the Louis Lola Merino Possum DK Bella Rose, this is my last ball I have of it. So I've made a Sophie shawl, the penny gloves, making this, and then I'm going to make another pair of penny gloves. And this and the other pair of penny gloves are going to be for my best friend, which I hopefully will be able to send to her before she goes to England on her trip over Thanksgiving, because it's supposed to be chilly and she looks gorgeous in pink. So I want to make this for her and give it to her before then. So I have been knitting on this and focusing on this quite a bit, and these took like no time at all, so I'm not really concerned about these. So I can always just give her these ones if I really needed to. So I wanted to start this, and it's been really fun. It was a bit of a pain in the ass to get started with because it's in Norwegian, and Google doesn't love the Norwegian abbreviations. So it took a few starts to get going, but now that I'm going, it's fine. It's very intuitive, and yeah, I think she's gonna like it. I think she's gonna look like a cute, trendy Norwegian girl with it on, and hopefully it's not gonna take up too much room in her suitcase and keep her a bit warmer. So that is that. It's knit on 4mm needles. I'm just doing double points because it's less of a faff than cables, and I don't think it's supposed to get much larger, so I think it's fine on double points, and it's going by pretty quickly. Like I said, I just cast this on when I got home, and it's been quite a few false starts, and maybe in an hour and a half, so that's not too bad. And yeah, I'm thinking it probably may get done tonight or tomorrow, and then I can just do the gloves real quick. But yeah, and like I said, no acquisitions, so that is it for me today. I don't know how long I've been rambling for. I'm hoping I'm still recording. And yes, thank you so much for watching. I will be knitting away on this. I think I need to stop the Christmas sweater to work on my dad's sweater, at least to do the body, and then I will go back to my Christmas sweater. So we may be putting a pause on that project video, but we will see. I may just decide to not listen to what I think I'm going to do and cast on something random. And yeah, I think next episode is going to be very Christmas heavy because these are my last non-Christmas socks that I'm casting on. I'm going to try and finish a couple pairs that I have floating about, but for the most part, all new cast-ons for socks are going to be Christmas yarns because I've got a ton and I want Christmas more in my life. More than this, which is not necessary at all, but I want more Christmas. So I think everything going forward will be Christmas yarns, which I'm so excited for. I hope you are as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know what you were working on while you were watching, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.